In this example, we have yet another large fraction. So let's take a look at the numerator. We have 3x squared y to the 7th power times 4x to the 3rd y squared. In our denominator, we have 2x to the 4th y to the 3rd times 5x, and since this is an x, it's an invisible 1, with the y to the 3rd power. So let's combine the numerator and the denominator together. So in our numerator, we're going to multiply the number coefficient, so 3 times 4, which is 12. When I'm multiplying my x's together, we're going to add the exponent, so 2 plus 3. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the y's, so 7 plus 2. So that's the numerator. Let's combine the denominator together. So I'm going to combine the number coefficient, 2 times 5, which is 10. Then I'm going to combine my x's. Since they're multiplying, I'm going to add the exponent. And remember, this x has an invisible 1. So it's going to be x, 4 plus 1. Doing the same thing with the y's. Multiply, combine the exponents together. So 3 plus 3. And I still have my parenthesis with the outer exponent of 2. Alright, so when I'm combining my exponents for the x and y together, top and bottom, we're simply going to add them. So what we're going to have is 12 x to the 5th power y to the 9th power over 10 x to the 5th power and then y to the 6th power. And I still have the parenthesis with the 2 outside. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're still going to continue simplifying inside the parenthesis. So let's take a look at the number coefficient, 12 over 10. I can actually simplify that because both of them are even numbers, divisible by 2. So when I do 12 divided by 2 and 10 divided by 2, and I'm going to write right here, it will be 6 over 5. So again, all I did right now is just simplify my number coefficient. Next, I'm going to combine the x's together and the y's together. Since they are dividing, we're going to subtract. So the number coefficient stay the same. So for my numerator, for my x's, it's going to be top minus bottom exponent, so it's going to be 5 minus 5. And for the y, top minus bottom again, so it's going to be 9 minus 6. So when I combine the exponents together, I'm going to have inside the parentheses 6 x to the 0th power y to the 3rd power over 5 square. Now anything x to the 0th power, it will become 1. So it's going to be 6 times 1 times y to the 3rd power over 5. And it's still being squared, the whole thing. So when 6 times 1 times y to the 3rd power, it will be 6 y to the 3rd over 5. And still have the square. Now, once I finish simplifying inside the parenthesis, what we're going to do is we're going to work with the square that's outside the parenthesis. So since I have an exponent outside the parenthesis, I'm raising it up to the 2nd power. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to distribute to all the exponent inside. So what you're going to have is 6 to the power of 1 times 2, y to the power of 3 times 2, and that's my numerator, and my denominator, it will be 5, 1 times 2. Alright, I'm going to erase to make more room, but we're going to continue from here. And then let me copy this part over here. After I distribute the second power, what you're going to have is I'm going to have 6 to the second power, or 6 squared, y to the 6th power, because 3 times 2 on the y. And then I'm going to have 5 to the second power, or 5 squared. Now I'm almost finished. What I need to do next is simplify my number coefficient, because it has the exponent of 2, meaning an exponent besides 1. So 6 squared will become 36, and the y to the 6th will stay the same. And then 5 squared will be 25. So that would be my final answer. And as I'm double checking, there's nothing in common between 36 and 25, so I don't have to simplify the fraction anymore. It's in its simplest form. So again, it's 36 y to the 6th power over 25.